The number one thing that traders need to understand about the market is that when you're trading the trend, you don't want to buy high or sell low. No, what you want to do, you want to buy or sell the deep pullbacks. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to identify that the pullback is a high probability setup and it is good to enter. Now, this price action that you see on the chart, this is the price action that the day started with. We started with the big downtrend working lower. How do I know this is a downtrend? Well, we have a series of lower highs, lower lows, and the price is trending below the EMA. This is a good indication this is a downtrend. I have a nice trend line. I copied it, put it to the bottom, and fits prices nicely. But at the same time, I have a shorter term bullish uptrend working higher. And there's a rule in price action, trendline rules, which says after price will break the trend line, traders will attempt to make a new extreme more often than not. And bigger pattern has more precedence. So when I'm looking at the chart and I'm opening my chart and I see this price action right here, I have two conflicting beliefs here, because I just have a break of this bigger downtrend working lower and I'm expecting a new low according to price action rules. But at the same time, I have this trend working higher and I'm expecting a new high. But here we have interesting thing. We have this uptrend working higher. We have a break of this uptrend on this bullish bar, but it failed to make a new high and we turned down. However, the following bar was extremely big bullish bar. So from this point of view, all I can see is a two-legged pullback of this downtrend and a big bullish rally up. Remember, if this downtrend is strong and there's a lot of sellers in the market, I'm expecting to create a new extreme. But what is happening? We keep trending higher, we keep trending higher, another push higher. This is just a first entry short and price is starting to trend above the EMA. From this point on, this is telling me that the sellers are fairly weak and this short-term trend line is starting to gain more strength. Even though this is much smaller pattern right now, I cannot ignore the fact the price keeps trending above the EMA. At this point on, I do nothing. I sit on the hands because I have two conflicting patterns here and I don't want to get trapped. I'm confused, so I sit on my hands. What do I get now? First entry short, second entry short, reversal pattern above the EMA big bullish bar. So from this point on, it is obvious that the sellers are not going to retest a new extreme and this pattern is more important now. Look, because we're strong above the EMA and we have a reversal pattern. As I'm expecting for price to go higher, I cannot buy this yet. I want to buy the deep pullbacks. I cannot buy at the very high of the move. I just have to sit on my hands here. What I can do is I can see that we are making a lower lows here. So I'm going to draw the trend line something like this. I can always look for bigger pattern as the price action is unfolding. And the price just keeps going without me and without me. Remember, when I'm watching chart go like here, I don't care about anything that's happening up here because high probability setups, the successful pullbacks is a two-legged pullback. This is the first leg, pullback. Second leg at the key entry point. Key entry point is a trend line, exponential moving average, or support or resistance line. This is the exponential moving average, the blue line, 21 bar EMA. This is where all the magic happens. Take a look at it right here. All the pullbacks happen at key entry points. So as I'm watching the price go without me, I don't care about anything. I'm just sitting on my hands, watching the screen, doing other stuff because look how far away we are from key entry points. Even though price is working higher, I'm still content. I'm sitting on my hands. I'm being patient. Okay, this is how you have to play the trends. You can't take risky setups, buying very high of the move. It can easily turn down. You never know. You never know. The market keeps pushing higher. I'm still sitting on my hands. I'm not worried about anything. Even though we move so far, let them have it. I don't care. That's not a high probability setup. Or we start to have some pullback. So at this point on, I'm starting to expect some sort of correction at the EMA, but I'm still sitting on my hands. We have a first entry long. We create a double top right here, big bearish bar rejection, and we are slowly starting to work lower. And look how we're starting to push below EMA. This is not a good sign. But what do we have here? We have a first entry long. This is the new high and we have a double top and double top resets the count. So this is the new high. I have to count from here. You have a first entry long. Remember, two-legged pullback is a high probability setup, not a first entry, not one-legged pullback. And we are at the key entry point. We are at the EMA and this was a strong rally up. So we have a not following bar is a bearish bar. So okay, good that I didn't enter right here. And then we have an entry short right here. Trap, we take one tick lower, trapped everybody in and instantly reversed higher. This is a higher low from here and this is a good entry right now because market is proving to me that the EMA is holding, bulls are in the market, and we trapped all these sellers going short right here in the uptrend and we instantly reverse up. This was the first high probability setup in this uptrend. Unfortunately, the following bar, as you can see, is extremely bullish and I didn't manage to get in. I was watching a bye-bye money stream and he managed to get a nice $400 winner here, but I tried to put my limit order in probably way too late and already market went without me. So from this point on, I just missed one trade, but that's okay. I'm still sitting on my hands, watching the go. And right now when I see this, I'm expecting a slight break from trading because I know that it's going to take some time for price to pull back either to this trend line or to the EMA. That's how the high probability setups at key entry points, that's the nature of them. You always get few of them every once in a while. So the price keeps going without us, We have a new low right here, first entry short, pull back, second entry short, reversal pattern, but you're not touching the EMA key entry point. You just have to watch the market go without you. You have to watch the market without you. You have a new high right here. You have a first entry long, pull back, second entry long. Okay. At this point on, I was expecting another second entry long off key entry point. So this is where I was expecting for me to prepare my limit order and put my limit order on the chart, because this is now clearly in an uptrend. Look, this was the largest bearish correction and got instantly bought and instantly rejected. This is a strong trend from this point on. Okay, so I'm only thinking long right now. I don't care about anything else. So I have a second entry long right here, and what happened? Following bar was this big bearish bar, and I thought to myself, okay, I'm probably not gonna get trigger higher. The pullback is going to be a little bit deeper. I pulled away from the chart, wasn't paying attention, and what happened next? We had a nice inside bullish bar, which is now triggering the second entry. New high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long. I kicked myself afterwards that I wasn't watching this live because I expected to trigger about this bar, but this bar, nice inside bar, nice second entry long at the key entry point. Same thing right here. That's the easy price action trading. Market keeps working high, and once again, now that I know that I missed the bounce at the key entry point, I know that there's not going to be a setup at least for like 10-20 minutes, because it just won't happen. Because the key entry points, the high probability setups are so strong, they generate a lot of power. And look, you would be holding a runner still. So I just missed two trades right here, but I have to be patient. That's the nature of this game. Okay, there's nothing more I can do. I can now confirm the trend line. Prices keeps working higher, We have a new high right here. We have a first entry long. Okay, we have a little bit pullback. We take one tick lower, trapped everybody in trying to predict the top, and instantly reversed higher. This is where I entered my first trade for today, right here on this higher high. Now, this is a slightly aggressive trade because we are, notice how we are not to the EMA. So I'm taking a chance here, probably. And to be honest with you, because I missed two of these trades, I was starting to get a little bit itchy. My hand was, getting itchy. I wanted to take a trade. But from this point on, this is such a strong uptrend that I'm switching into only stay in longs. I want to buy almost every single pullback. Take a look how every single time prices, creates a bearish correction, instant rejection. This is clearly an uptrend. EMA is pointing higher. We cannot close below the EMA. I'm not thinking shorts at all. And remember, trend will make with trend entries look sketchy and counter trend entries juicy and favorable. So stop trying to predict the top. I know it seems that market is going to reverse any minute. We cannot go any higher. No, that's the common sense that's trying to get you out of this trade. Follow the price action. There was a little bit of correction, and prices managed to keep working higher and keep working higher. I scalped out around here, and there is a new high right here because this high is higher than this high, and we have a first entry long, failed, pullback, second entry long. This is almost identical situation that happened right here. And once again, two-legged pullback, fairly aggressive because we're not touching the EMA, but I'm going to market anyways because now it is a strong uptrend. So this is my first trade. Once again, the same thing right now I did right here. I'm not expecting no trade. I know that I'm going to be sitting on my hands for like 20 minutes. Okay, and remember guys, I took my trades 15:55, started trading somewhere around here 14:02, 2 hours of not trading and missing two trades. Did I get anxious? Did I get angry? No, that's the part of trading. I have to stay patient. I have to stay calm. I have to follow the rules if I want to make money. This business is not about being right or wrong. I'm not gonna get mad that I missed the trade. I want to make money, and if I want to make money, I have to be so cold warrior that I cannot overthink anything. So the market keeps working higher, and look what we have here. We have very similar situation up here, and this is going to be pattern that I want you guys to focus. This is what's going to happen soon, and it's going to repeat, and it's going to lead to my last trade of the day. We have a double top right here. We have a first entry long, but we created a double top, and double top resets the count. Okay, so prices keeps pushing lower, but I'm not worried about this. This is such a strong uptrend that this one rally, I'm still thinking that I'm going to get a high probability setup soon. This is where my runner got stopped out, however, unfortunately. This is just a first entry long, so I don't want to take this trade because it's just a first entry. But hindsight, take a look. This is looking like a one small leg, pull back, second leg, one small leg, pull back, break, and a second bigger leg. This is looking very similar. However, double top resets the count, and this is just a first entry. And look, market keeps working higher and keeps working higher. And look what we have here. Now we have a third pattern repeat. This is my last trade that I took. Take a look. The same thing right here. First entry, double top. I'm just going to mark it right here. Double top right here. Where is it? Double top right here and double top right here. And this is the same pattern. You have a first entry, first leg, pullback, second leg. So this is looking like a two-legged pullback here, two-legged pullback here, and a two-legged pullback here. But this is technically just a first entry because double top resets the count. However, this is such a strong uptrend. EMA is holding prices. And take a look. I'm not worried about the prices not getting to this key entry point. All I'm playing is the EMA and the short-term trend lines because this is such a strong trend. I don't worry about the bigger trend line. Is there? Okay, the EMA is now my key entry point. So I'm taking this first entry long, nice bullish bar. EMA is holding prices. I'm in this trade, and look what we have here. First entry long, pullback. Second entry long, higher low setup. EMA is holding prices, and this is where I add on. You guys can see my marker here. This is where I added on. First entry long, second entry long, very similar this pattern to this and to this. Here we have the add-on situation possible too. This is where I added on. This is where I scalped out. And unfortunately, runner got stopped out once again. But I was 3-0 for the day. And from that point on, I wrap it up. I'm no longer interested. I got my $1,000 and minus a commission, and I can, enjoy the weekend. As the price keeps pushing lower, I'm starting to get a little bit worried because we were supposed to make big moves up from these key entry points, big moves up. All these key entry points, whoops, this is not what I want. All these key entry points generated big spikes and rallied up. And here, only thing we had is a double top and an instant rejection lower. We have a first entry long, pullback, second entry long, but we're below EMA. We're inside of this trend line, and you guys can see that the market is starting to waver. It's starting to lose its steam. So I'm sitting on my hands. I don't want to go long below the EMA while this trend line is in play. Prices keeps working lower, and we have a nice bounce off this trend line. This is now a good entry to take because this is now a first confirmation finally after all this strong uptrend. And this uptrend is so strong that you can count that we're gonna have at least a scalp of this key entry point. And I posted this my chart on the community tab, so a lot of you could have taken this trade and it would have worked because you guys could have drawn the trend line the same way I had it, and it came back quick, easy scalp, easily over 10 ticks. And price, we didn't push above the EMA, so this is starting to get a little bit sketchy. We're supposed to push above the EMA, but we're starting to stagger around here. We ticked lower. We have a first break of this bigger channel. Now, according to trendline rules, remember what I said at the beginning of the video. After price will break the trend line, traders will not reverse the market. No, they will attempt to make a new extreme. So even though we have a break, that doesn't mean party is over. No, the party is continuing, and there's much more money to be made when this uptrend was so strong. However, I don't want to go long here. I was watching this just a little bit. I was contemplating taking this trade, but by this time we're below EMA. The same thing right here, we're below EMA. We were supposed to push strongly above the EMA. This key entry point is supposed to generate power, but we're below EMA, and this is starting to get really dangerous. It worked here, but you never know what's gonna happen next time. We have a new low. This low right here is lower than this low. We have a first entry short, pullback, second entry short, and look at this micro double top, second entry short. Nice bearish bar doji, looking like it's going to reverse the market. Look at the follow through, big bearish bar. A lot of people are just trading according to bars, but they don't realize the entire context is up, and this is a failed second entry short reversal pattern, another high probability setup. It would be a little bit better had we closed above the EMA, but this is okay because it's such a strong trend that the context is extremely good. And look, prices are continuing finally to make a new extreme. Quick easy scalp. You have once again a little pullback here. Prices are struggling to make a new high, but that's typical. I'm going to give you guys a little tip. When the uptrend is so strong, there needs to be time for correction. You need to give room for a correction. A lot of people need to take profits. A lot of bears need to get trapped. So when the uptrend is this strong, the market is just not going to go long and create new extreme after this tiny break and tiny correction. But the bigger the trend, the bigger the correction. You have a break, new low, two-legged move, two-legged pullback to a new low, first leg, second leg. Price keeps making new highs. This is the new low, first entry short. Potential aggressive setup, but it's just a first entry short. EMA is holding prices nicely. You're expecting a new high. You can make a case for going long here. I'm teaching you guys the highest probability setup. You get the reversal pattern all the way up to here, far away from EMA. You don't want to take this and market where it is right now. Right now, we just created a new extreme. So the perfect price action played out with the break and a new low. We just traded into this temporary consolidation. And yeah, easy day. This could have been 4-0 day for me if I just got filled here on these two trades. It's it's fascinating how easy trading can get when you get some nice trend and some nice volatility. Today wasn't slow Friday as we usually get, but remember guys, this is where the magic happened. Key entry points, two-legged pullback right here. That's the high probability setup, and you don't need to chase the market, buy highs. Don't worry about the highs. Always focus once the prices comes to you. That's where the magic happens. You just stalk the proper setups. You don't chase the setups. Okay, so remember this. This was a little bit confusing because you got two patterns. You don't know which new extreme is going to pan out. When you see a situation like this, sit on your hands. After the situation played out, the price gave you enough information that this is going to be a nice, strong uptrend. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you find it useful, you know what you have to do. Smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you are interested in day trading, and enjoy the weekends. God bless everybody.